Full self-driving strikeout is when you've basically broken the rules by not please pay attention to the road. And you can see it's already starting to beep really heavily. How to avoid full self-driving strikeouts. All right, one more to go. You can see right here it says, no longer will operate after one more autopilot strikeout. So you got locked out of Tesla full self-driving, and now you're Googling how to reset full self-driving strikeouts. Well, today I'm going to test every single rumored trick to see if it actually works so that you can get back to driving in full self-driving. Stick around to the actual end of this video because I might actually have the only real way to drive on full self-driving again if you get locked out of your Tesla full self-driving. And we're going to answer 3 different questions in this video. What even is full self-driving and a full self-driving strikeout? How many do you get before you're actually banned? What tricks can you use in real time, like how does the system actually works, and how to avoid strikeouts? But before we get into this video, this is my 2026 Tesla Model Y, and on our channel we talk about how to get the best deal on a Tesla. This is a different type of video with quick tips. If you like this type of video, please hit that like and subscribe. Comment down below what other types of videos we should make. Tesla gives you 5 strikes before you're out. These happen when full self-driving thinks you're not paying attention. How does it know? Well, here's the quick tip on that. This interior camera right here is watching your eyes, and so you can see I've got sunglasses right now, so you can still probably see my eyes. So if you block this camera, then you could probably not be able to use full self-driving at all, but you can see how small it is. And there's already people out there that kind of show like how the camera actually looks with you sitting in the driver's seat and everything. And you can even detect when something is in your hand that shouldn't be there. And also the steering wheel has like a sensor as well that kind of like detects when you're actually using some weight and putting some force on the steering wheel as well to nudge itself to show that you're paying attention. So before we actually are able to test all the different tips and hacks to reset full self-driving strikeout, we got to strike out first. So let's go ahead and drive really quickly. And I'm just gonna blatantly hold my phone and just like not look, maybe I'll just like look completely down, because then you'll start to see like immediately that the screen is pretty much like going to start alerting me, and you'll see all the different things that happen. Please pay attention to the road. And you can see it's already starting to beep really heavily. Full self-driving is an amazing feature that Tesla has. And if you've asked anybody that actually uses it and trusts it, because it still is a computer, you'll probably find out that people start to realize that they can't drive without full self-driving because you feel like you're missing something if you have it. Like right now, we're on the road right now, we're just sitting back and the vehicle is just taking us to our destination. You can really sit back, relax, and de-stress and not really have to worry about all the different micro decisions that are out there when it comes to driving. That might sound funny, but there are a lot, which if you are having on full self-driving, you can just let it kind of take it by the wheel and move on. But a full self-driving strikeout is when you've basically broken the rules by not paying attention 5 times during a week, and it disables you from using full self-driving anymore for like a whole entire week. It actually shows you in the menu here how many times and like when you might be able to get back into driving full self-driving if you need to. And of course, by an infraction, it could be many things. It could be just not looking straight. It could be on, maybe you're looking down for whatever reason. Maybe you fell asleep or for whatever reason. Like it could be a lot of different things because you're supposed to supervise the Tesla when it's on its full self-driving mode anyways. You can't just completely not pay attention while it's actually driving, even though maybe that could be coming out in a future update. And now we'll get into some of the tricks of how to avoid full self-driving strikeouts. The first thing is look straight ahead, or try and look straight ahead, because the camera is right front and center. So being able to make the camera feel like you're looking ahead, it makes it think that you're paying attention. The next one is going to be avoiding nag. Like whenever it actually starts to nag on the screen that you need to be paying attention, a lot of people think like they have to like nudge the steering wheel a lot, but actually all you need to really do, you can see like right now it's actually alerting, you can just actually hit the steering wheel like scroll wheels, like roll it up or down once, and actually that makes it go away, which is a really nice feature, so you don't have to like try and like accidentally knock your steering out of autopilot and everything. So now let's try and just get as many strikeouts as we can. If you just don't pay attention at all, it starts to really get angry. You can see it's like starting to flash a ton. It's saying apply slight turning wheel to the steering wheel. I'm still paying attention. I'm just like not, okay, it detected that I was looking ahead. So it's actually pretty good in terms of this interior camera. But let's see, let me try and like get it to strike out. But maybe I shouldn't film myself trying to get it to strike out. So there we go, we got our first strikeout. You can see auto steer unavailable for the rest of the drive. Hold steering wheel to drive manually, and our flashers are turning on as well. So once I hit brake, it kicks it out, and I actually cannot get back into autopilot or full self-driving until I do this one trick. When that actually happens, you can't use full self-driving the rest of the drive. The trick here is, I guess like your first tip is if you put it in park and then throw it back into drive again, then it gives you like a reset for the rest of your drive, but it gives you this warning message. Autopilot features warning. Telemetry from your vehicle indicates improper use. Keep your hands on the wheel and remain attentive at all times. Auto steer and full self-driving will no longer operate after 4 more autopilot strikeouts. Well, you know what that means. We got 4 more to go. And we got this warning right here in the autopilot menu. Autopilot has recorded 1 strikeout due to improper use. Auto steer and full self-driving will no longer operate after 5 autopilot strikeouts. All right. 2 more to go? All right, 1 more to go. You can see right here it says, no longer will operate after 1 more autopilot strikeout. This one felt like it was way easier to get this strikeout.
A few moments later.
Okay, so now that we're completely striked out, and I guess let me show you. Let me see if I can just throw it back into autopilot right now. Nope. Autopilot strikeout attention warnings ignored. So don't do this and don't try this at home, I guess. The first tip and trick is to try and soft reset the vehicle. At least that's what the internet says. So let's try and do that. How you do that is you hold the left and right scroll wheels together, and then the screen will actually reboot itself. You can see that the screen actually turned off. It made like a noise, and the Tesla screen should actually come up really soon here. That'd be so bad if I like bricked my car trying to do this. I wonder if I need to hold the scroll wheels. No, I'm pretty sure I've done this once. Like all you do is just wait until it actually reboots and everything.
2,000 years later.
Okay, we can hear it doing some rebooting action. We're actually really curious to see if this actually wipes away the, classic IT, right? Just reset the computer and see if the problem is fixed. So now that we're live again, let's go to autopilot. And it still says 5 strikeouts. Let's see if I can trigger. And no, I actually cannot. It actually says the same warning here that autopilot unavailable for current drive. The next tip that the internet says is try switching profiles, like driver profiles, because different people could be driving the vehicle. And so it's not right if you're punishing one person that got striked out from the next person. So let's see if that works. How you do that is you can go to the driver profile like that, and then we'll switch it to like MK. You can see all the different seats and everything changed. And let's check the autopilot menu really quickly. It still says 5 strikeouts, so let's try and trigger it. Nope, still the same issue. Autopilot unavailable for current drive. But what if I just create a new profile, like a new driver completely? Let's see if I can do that. Create a local profile right here. We'll just call it G. And so now we're in profile G right there. Let's see if I can trigger autopilot. No way. Absolutely no way. That was, oh, okay. I freaked out for a second because you can see that when you create a new profile, it hasn't agreed to any of like the full self-driving like beta requirements or anything, but you can still get traffic aware cruise control, which is kind of cool. So I guess that's better than nothing, but really cool way, a little bit of a tip there if you're locked out of full self-driving. All right, so after all that testing, here's the actual truth. There is no way to reset your autopilot full self-driving strikeouts. There's no magic button, no reset, no new profile. We tried everything. But there actually is one way to drive a Tesla again if your full self-driving is striked out. It turns out the only way to drive a Tesla again if you've been struck out of full self-driving is to just get another Tesla vehicle.